Hello and welcome to the next part of Anniversary no Kuni no Alice. Now, last time Alice gave Peter a very hard time, which he 100% deserved. And well, now Peter kind of fled. Alice was feeling a bit funny because Peter forced her to drink some kind of strange medicine. And well, let's see what the story has in for it for Alice now. Suddenly I woke up. When I woke up, I felt as though I had been freed. I feel light, as though my body is floating. I had a dream, a strange dream, a dark, melancholy dream, endless, dark and deep, a dream that had felt like falling. Although I knew it was a dream, I had thought that I could no longer return. However, somehow I was reassured. That completely dark, deep dream reassured me. What? Hadn't I had a dream like that before? My head was blank, and I didn't know where this place was. Where was this place? I had no memory of it. It was dark here, and this wasn't my house. I had been dreaming someplace warmer, not this unfamiliar place. This wasn't the place. An atmosphere where I had relaxed under the gentle sunlight. A Sunday afternoon. I had been with my sister in the garden. My sister. I didn't know why, but I began to feel gloomy. I felt even darker than that dark, deep dream, feelings which didn't go along with reassurance. A gentle place. It should have been the place I wanted to return to. Nearby a small vial was rolling. What was it? After thinking for a while, my cheeks grew hot, not from embarrassment, but from anger. I remember what had happened until now. I was fully awake in an instant. That shitty rabbit. I'll kill him. I'll make roast rabbit out of him, that bastard. I'm muttering unladylike, unsettling things. That strange rabbit-eared man, apparently named Peter White. His face was good, only his face. I, like most women, am generous towards handsome men. If he hadn't had rabbit ears, if he had kissed me romantically in a different situation, then maybe my feelings would have been a little bit different. In my life, which hadn't been too long, I hadn't kissed many men. However, in my experience, that was the worst. It was at the top of the list. Probably from here on out, that ranking won't change. I feel terrible just remembering it. Receiving a ridiculous kiss from a ridiculous man could only become a bad memory. And could that be considered a kiss to begin with? He had a different goal. Maybe to that rabbit, the kiss had been meaningless. What's with forcing me to drink medicine like that? What medicine had it been? Because some time had passed, I can think about it coolly. Although it was solely basing my opinion on my intuition, I didn't think that there was anything unusual about my body. It also seemed that nothing outrageous had been done to me while I was unconscious. Had it been a medicine that made me lose consciousness? Although the fact that I had been forced to drink something strange and lost consciousness hadn't changed, the nature and purpose of the action are unclear. It doesn't seem that there are after effects or that it's addictive. The vial lies before me. I extend my hand towards the vial. There isn't any label showing the ingredients. It's a glass bottle formed like a perfume bottle. The inside is all transparent. It's empty. I was made to drink everything in the bottle, and my face once again grew hot. That was no kiss. You didn't think it was, and of course I didn't think it was either. And yet you are very much, you are very hung up about it, Alice. But for me, to have entirely downed the contents of the bottle, I should have hit even more. He probably hadn't intended it, but it wasn't what you could call an really awful kiss. It was because he had done it without that intention that I really can't forgive him. The next time I see him, I'll hit him again while asking him about the real nature of that medicine. Even though I know it would be a better plan not to see him. However, I have a feeling I'll see him again. It's instinct, although it would be better if I were mistaken. There would be nothing better than getting away without meeting him again. Even if I ask him, he won't give a proper answer anyway. Now, what shall I do from here? Let's pick up the fallen bottle for now. I feel like I needed to do that. It was necessary. I didn't know why that was, but anyway, I needed it. Why? I don't know. If I don't know, why do I think I need it? There are too many things I don't know. Where in the world am I? Why is it so dark? I get up. It's pitch black. It was natural as it was nighttime outside. The starry sky stretched out before me. If it's night, it's only natural that it's dark. Night? It's night. I don't need to confirm it, it's night. Although I couldn't rely on my sense of time when I had lost consciousness, I didn't think that much time had passed. I had thought that it had only been 10 or 20 minutes. This is bad, what am I going to do? My sister is definitely worried. Yeah, she sure is. You're from before. A man in a bad mood stood before me. Julius, right?
Julius Monrey. 時計塔の番人だ。帰れと言っただろ。どいつもこいつも人の忠告を聞かない。
Sadly, she can't anymore. I want to go home too.
では話は簡単だ。とっとと帰る。
It might have been simple, but if I could return after being told to go home, I would have already left and gone home. No matter how much I looked, I had no memory of the night scenery below me. These weren't the lights of the town I lived in. I don't know the way back. Where's this place? I was kidnapped by that strange man. Yes, that's right. By that strange... That's right. In the end he did tell me his name. But what his name is doesn't matter. Anyway, he dragged me into a hole. Sheesh. What shall I do? What should I do? It's become night. It seems Julius can't figure out why I'm so upset. That's right, I'm in a hurry. I'm still dependent on my parents. I've got a curfew. Night. It'll be okay as long as father doesn't come tonight, but... My father's absent a lot. He often doesn't return home at night. Even when he does come home, it's late at night, so I hardly ever see him. But he had terrible timing. I wouldn't put it above him to return at the worst time possible, as if he had been aiming for it. I'll be in deep trouble if father does return. If it was only my sister, she would forgive me if I apologized. With my father, that wouldn't work. Would he ask if I were associating with a bad crowd and lock me up in the house? Maybe he would make me quit school and go back to having a tutor. Though he usually doesn't do father-like things, he's strict when it comes to this type of meddling. What should I do? It's night already. Night, so much time has passed. What if my sister got worried and called the police? My father would end up hearing about it. If that happened, I really will be forced to quit school and be locked up. Oh no, this is terrible. My reaction was fairly intense, even more so than when I had fallen into the hole and prepared for death. Although I still don't want to die, I'll suffer a fate worse than death if I mess up here. I can't imagine being locked up in my home now. When I go to school, I'm not compared to my mother or my sister. There may be some who knew about them, but it's a place where I can get along without being in the shadow of my mother or sister. As long as I didn't invite them home, no one would care about my mother or my sister. It wasn't that I hate my house, but if I don't get out of there, I feel like I'm going to die from being cooped up. No matter what, I wanted to avoid having my contact with the outside world taken away from me.
なんなんだ門限だとなんでそんな無意味なものに拘束されるんだ
Meaningless. For most households, it wasn't that meaningless of a thing. It isn't something unique to my family.
よそ者は門限などに縛られているのか無意味だろうそんなもの意味がないあの白ウサギの時計ほどに意味がないものだそこにあるというだけでそれ以上ではない奴の時間の約束と同じくらいに守られないものだ当てにならない
Is he that careless about time?
ルーズなんていうレベルじゃないがなんでもいいが泣くなよ女の涙は鬱陶しい
Alice isn't the type to cry now.
これだから女は嫌なんだすぐ騒ぐわ泣くわ
How many women do you know anyway that cry and make noise? I don't think Vivaldi does cry a lot. But she does make a lot of noise, I imagine. I had thought this before, but you're an unpleasant guy. He's sharp-tongued enough to make tears retreat. Those weren't words that one should direct to an upset woman. Don't worry, I won't cry or sob. I didn't intend to cry in the first place. However, it was true that I had felt like crying. Although I wanted to return, had to return quickly, now it was difficult to go home. Why is it night?
夜が気に食わないのか帽子屋とは気が合いそうにないな
Perhaps it was because I was so intensely depressed, but now Julius seemed to be slightly more sympathetic. Heather?
知らないのか
She's an outsider, Julius. Didn't I say that I came here after being kidnapped?
誘拐ないかに女王の配下のウサギでも望まないものをこの国に招き入れることは不可能だお前にも望む気持ちがあったからこそ
I wished? That's not true. You're saying that I came here because I wanted to? This is a misunderstanding. I didn't come here because I wanted to. I didn't want to go to an unknown land with a man I didn't know well. He dragged me and made me fall into a hole. I'm trying to explain, but I've realized that my words aren't enough. The more I try to explain in detail, the more suspicious I sound. There was a rabbit in a garden. That rabbit dragged me into a hole, I fell, and then there was this tower. Saying that would only make me sound deranged to others. Perhaps it would just seem like I was making things up. All of this sounded so unreal that there would be no helping it if I was suspected. Julius seemed like an acquaintance of Peter, but they didn't look close. Even if that weren't the case, my story was fishy. I'm not such an easy woman that I would go off somewhere with a man I don't know. My voice faded out towards the end. It sounded like an excuse. I couldn't find the right words, There seemed no way to explain something like that, while true was like a lie.
そうか。
I don't walk around alone at night, it's the truth.
関心なことだな。それで
Julius was uninterested. His tone isn't judgmental. He's not acting like he doubts me. It didn't seem like he cared to begin with. And so, you say. Come on, I'm not lying.
お前のことを嘘つきなどとは言っていないだろう。お前はあのバカウサギに穴に引っ張られてここに来た。普段のお前は男について行ったり夜遊びをするような女じゃない。主張は分かった。その通りだろうと、それが嘘であろうと、私にとってはどうでもいい。
It's not a lie, I said.
私にとってはどうでもいいんだ。お前が嘘つきだろうと正直者であろうと、どちらでも構わない。どちらでもいい。私はお前に帰ってほしい。
This was a man with a roundabout way of saying things. His argumentative, caustic remarks reminded me of my father. I also want to go home. I'll contact my house. No, I'll go home by myself. I can go back. Teach me the way. If I contacted my house, there would be a lot of trouble. Even though I had no memory of this place, it couldn't be far. If I knew where this was, or what direction my house was in, I could get back alone. I should be able to.
無理だな。お前は一人では帰れない。
Eh? Is the path that complex?
複雑であるとも言えるし、そうでないとも言える。帰りたいと思えばすぐにでも道は開けるが、望まなければ永遠に戻れない。ここに来られた時点で帰りたがってはいないんだ。ここへ来ることを望んだ者が帰り道を開くのは容易ではない。
What does that mean? I don't understand. This person is also strange. Even though I explained to him that I hadn't come here because I wanted to, that hadn't gone through to him at all. I want to go back. Right away. Now.
私だって帰ってほしい。お前は招かれざる客なんだ。
Well, good thing that you both agree. Then tell me the way. These repeated questions and answers annoy me. Although it's better than talking to Peter, it reminds me of the repeated back and forth with him. I can't communicate with this man either.
一人では帰れないと言っているだろう。
I'm fine alone. I can go back without getting lost. If someone were to come with me, it looks like I would probably get mixed up in some strange trouble again. Returning alone from an unknown place at night is dangerous, but asking an unknown man to guide me back is just as dangerous. Plus, he's an acquaintance of that rabbit-eared man who had brought me here. I don't want to be in this strange person's debt. If he just tells me the way, I can get back home somehow. Otherwise, it's too dangerous to go flying off without asking the way. It's fine, so give me directions. My house address is...
住所など聞かされてもどうすることもできない。無駄だ。一人では帰れない。それがルール。
Rule? What's that?
決まり事のことだ。物分かりの悪い女だな。
I wasn't asking the definition. You're the one who lacks common sense.
なんだと？人が親切に応対してやっているのに。
Julius seemed to be irritated in his own way, and his voice rose. We're both speaking from our own points of view, and somewhere we're missing each other's meaning. Although I know that there's something off, I don't know the reason for that discrepancy. Anyway, since he felt like conversing properly with me, on that point he was far better than Peter. Are you worried about me returning alone? I'm thankful that you're worrying about me, but... Alright, even so, night is getting deeper. If I can't go back alone, then you can send me off. I'll trust you, so will you take me back?
違う。私が言いたいのはそんなことじゃない。心配などしていない。事実を言っただけだ。私が送り役になるだと。論外だ。ふざけるな。
Yeah, right. That's also why you run one of the routes, huh?
ずうずうしい。ありえない。
After being angry for a while, Julius grudgingly averts his eyes. Finally, he ended up grumbling to himself. I'm the one who wants to complain. What? What on earth is this? Sheesh. If you don't want to come with me that much, that's why I told you to give me directions. I can't go back alone, but your coming with me is also out of the question. What is this? And night is falling. I don't get any of this.
泣くな。泣くなよ。
Julius, she is not crying. I'm not crying. I glare at Julius. Julius hastily turned his eye away from me again. I had thought that it was because he was in a bad mood, but perhaps this man isn't good at talking to people while making eye contact. I'm not crying, but I feel like it.
よせ。泣くな。私は女の涙とか、そういううざったいものが大嫌いなんだ。
You're just bad at handling it.
泣くなよ。泣いてもいいが、泣くなら、よそで泣け。
Cry outside.
私の目につかない場所でなら、ギャーギャーみっともなく泣きわめこうが、目を晴らして化け物のような顔になろうと一向に構わない。ここでは泣くな。
You just don't know how to handle it, boy. You really are a mean guy. Though he seems to have no intention at all of consoling me, he effectively made me stop tearing up. Just like before, I'm astounded at how nastily he speaks. It's natural to want to cry. I've been taken to some place unknown by a strange rabbit, and you only say strange things too. And it's already night. It's night, oh my god.
そんなに夜が気に食わないのか。
Yes, what am I going to do? Even more time is passing while we stand here talking. Why is it night? My sister's going to file a report. There might be a lot of trouble. If my father comes home, it will all be over.
夜をそこまで毛嫌いするとはな。私は暗い方が落ち着くな。女というのは暗い場所を嫌う輩が多い。
You're missing the point again. It's not that I hate night itself. Right now the big problem was that night had fallen in a place I didn't know. Do I need to explain that much to him for him to understand that? I'm worn out. The people in this place are just so... I've only talked to 2 people so far, but both conversations were failures.
夜行性の帽子や連中とは気が合いそうにない意見だが、あんな連中とは気が合わない方が幸せだろうな。白ウサギに連れられてくるくらいだ。奴は女王の配下だから、お前も女王の好む時間が好きなのか？
Dusk or afternoon, right? Any time other than night is fine. First some hatter, now a queen. Julius is also fairly odd. As expected of an acquaintance of the rabbit-eared man, I can't talk with him properly. Since I don't have directions, it looks like the only thing I can do is look for my house.
そこまで言うのなら、夜を退けてやる。この場で鬱陶しい泣き顔をさらされてはたまらないからな。
Julius had the tool over his head. Although it was a posture that could have suited a weapon, he didn't point it at me but outside. Wondering what he was going to do, I looked at it. You know, you probably only know Vivaldi. And yeah, I guess she is troublesome. Maybe it's because I've grown used to his sharp tongue, but Julia's words slipped my ears. What? Huh? What?
女王は赤が好きだ。時間も例外なく。赤の時間、夕方にしてやったぞ。満足か。
Satisfied? That's...
夜でない時間なら、何だっていいと言っただろ。
I said that, but this... could it... I'm in shock. My mouth dropped openly, foolishly. It was shocking that the tool had changed into a gun, but for the color of the sky to change, that was far too large in scale to be a sleight of hand.
夕方も気に食わないのか。昼が好きなら最初からそう言え。手間をかけさせるんじゃない。連射すると頭痛がする。
Julius fires once again. When he did that, this time the red sky became blue. From evening to day. Even the scene was now day, just as it had been when I first came here.
遊園地の主が好みそうないい天気の昼だ。どうだ、今度こそ満足がいったか。天気までは変えられないぞ。それは私の手に余る。おい。なんだ。どうした。
Ah, yes. Could you call this cultural difference? Just like before. My feet are unsteady, I feel peculiar, like I'm floating. Ah, I get it. What? So that was it, that's right. All this makes sense now.
夢だよ。
A dream.
これは夢。
I had thought all of this was strange. I see, so that's why. If I thought a bit, I would have figured it out right away, but I guess I got a bit overwhelmed for that.
おい。何を言っている。
Right now, I'm monologuing quite a bit. Although it might sound like I'm talking to myself, I don't care. I'm no longer bothered by Julius having a gun, or by the changing color of the sky. I don't think that's strange, so I'm neither astonished nor upset. Finally, now that I've understood, my presence of mind has returned.
これは夢なんだ。
It's a dream. Finally, I felt relieved. If that's so, I definitely don't have to worry about it being night or the curfew. They're meaningless. This is a dream, and has nothing to do with time. I'm dreaming in the warm garden of my house on a Sunday afternoon, while waiting for my sister to get the cards I had fallen asleep. How careless. Ah, thank goodness. If this is a dream, I don't need to get upset about anything. I can just wait until I naturally wake up or am woken up. I thought this whole incident was like a nightmare, but was a dream for real.
そう決めたならそれでいい。お前が夢だと思うならこれは夢だ。
One of the characters in my dream nodded, unamused.
ゲームは一人ではできない。だから帰れない。終われない夢だな。
You can't play a game alone, eh? That's what my sister said. If I can't go back alone, then how can I go back? Tell me. This is a dream. Now that I know it's a dream, I'm calm. The mysterious things don't frighten me, because no matter how strange they are, this is a dream I'll wake up from soon. Are you sure about that, Alice? I can afford to enjoy myself. It's a dream with a story somewhat more complicated than usual. If I'm dreaming, I should enjoy myself.
帰る方法か。本来ならお前が望めばすぐにでも帰れるのだが、そう簡単にはいかなくなっているようだな。バカウサギは悪知恵だけは働く。扉の鍵をお前に飲み干させてしまった。
Swallow? I don't remember swallowing a key.
飲んだだろ。
Swallowed a key? Could it be that medicine? The one that was in this vial?
そうだ。忘れっぽいらしいな。なかなか忘れられるものではない飲まされ方をしたようだな。
You were watching? You were watching? You should have stopped him.
血は玄関に立ち入るほど野暮じゃない。
It wasn't a lover's quarrel. I hadn't met that man until today.
お前がペーター・ホワイトとどういう関係だろうと知らん。空間の歪みを感じたから上まで登ってきたんだ。 普段なら上で何が起ころうと関係ない。放っておく。私は自分の作業場から出たくないんだ。この塔の中であろうとも動き回る暇があれば作業をしている方が。
You should rest more, Julius. Julius was once again muttering, and his gaze dropped. This is your workplace?
この時計塔は職場なだけでなく私の住みかだ。私は時間の番人だから。私のことはどうでもいい。お前は鍵を飲み込んでしまったから簡単には帰れないぞ。どうしてくれるんだ。
Though he said he didn't care, he had given me a fair self-introduction, and it seemed he's not as bad a person as I thought he was. Since I know this is a dream, I've become tolerant. You ask what I'm going to do, but even if I can return home, shouldn't that have nothing to do with you? Are you worried about me after all? The clockmaster laughed scornfully. Be it the rabbit man or this guy, as expected of my dream, it's full of people with bad personalities. I'm disgusted as it reflects on me.
お前が時間を歪めたから放置しておけないだけだ。お前が罪を犯したわけではない。だから投獄もできない。かといってすぐに銃を向けて解決するのは私の職に反する。私はバカウサギのように無能ではない。
Is Peter like that? Would Peter point a gun right away and solve the problem? That didn't fit with his image. He was an unpleasant guy, but he seemed like the type to think things over more. Something feels wrong. Although, since this was a dream, isn't it normal for there to be mysteries and contradictions?
別のウサギだ。ペーター・ホワイトのことじゃない。この国にはペーター・ホワイトよりもっと不穏なウサギがいるんだ。
Having seen my face, Julius responded to my doubts. As I thought, he is a good person. This place is filled with rabbits, an unpleasant country.
お前もウサギが嫌いなのか。
I don't especially like or hate them, but now I've come to hate them. Since I've met that no-good rabbit, even when I wake up, I'll probably hate him.
私も嫌いだ。ウサギはろくなことをしない。全部撃ち殺してしまいたい。
You're not peaceful. As expected of my dream, I was impressed by the detail.
私はここの住人としては穏やかな方だ。お前を撃ったりしていないだろ。
That's to be expected. You talk as if it would be more natural for you to have shot me.
ここでは気に食わなければ撃つような連中ばかりだ。私は気に食わなくても罪人でなければ撃たない。
Even if this is a dream, I don't want to be shot because it will make waking unpleasant.
撃たれれば痛いからな。
Right, even though this is a dream, I felt like going ouch earlier. Although it's said that dreams where you're killed are lucky, I would feel like my lifespan was shortening.
命は大事にしろよ。
Please do that, Alice. Don't rely on the whole dream thing too much. Julius ruffled his long hair.
ゲームは一人ではできない。裏を返せば一人で進めない限りゲームになる。
Let's not read Julius now.
ゲームを進めれば帰れるだろう。生きてさえいれば。
If I wander around as I like and spend time with someone, I'll be able to return at a suitable time?
そういうことだ。
I had often seen that face someone made when they were saying, "This is a total loss." I believe I refrained from actions and words that could cause people to make that face at me, but this is a dream, so who cares? What a drag. Would be better if I could wake up quickly. That expression on Julius' face grew stronger. Are you going to say this is a total loss? He's a character in my dream. When talking to him, I don't need to feign anything.
お前は本当に。
What?
いや。来るものによって国は形を変える。 私たちが持っていないものをお前は持っているはずだ。
Oh, sounds cool. It's like a fantasy novel when a hero appears. I might have been influenced by my sister to some extent. Is that a sign that I am going to save the world?
くだらない。いいものではないぞ。私たちが押し込めることができているものをお前は克服できていない。そういう風には見えないが。
Sounds psychological. Would you have been influenced by her? Is it a hair-raising story where I will overcome my complexes with the power of love and courage? If it's a story where I can go home if I overcome it, I definitely don't want to participate in that. It'd be better to wait until I wake up. I had said that disgustingly, and Julius looked at me with even more disgusted eyes.
コンプレックスというならそうだ。だが安心しろ。克服しなくても戻れる。コンプレックスを抱えながら生きている人間など腐るほどいる。時間は何もしなくても進むものだ。ゲームも変わらない。やる気がなくとも駒を進めれば終わりに近づく。
I should spend time any way I want. That's easy, but... Well, it's a drag. If it's going to end anyway, it would be better for it to end right away. Julius signed, as if I had said something to make him consider me a total loss again.
コンプレックスを抱えて苦しむような繊細な女には見えないな。
A person's appearance don't necessarily reflect who they are. I grinned, not only internally but for real. Since this was a dream, maybe in the end it was the same as smiling to myself, but it felt good somehow.
そんなことはないだろう。見かけは。似合わないことを言いそうになった。
Julius waved the tool disagreeably, and it seemed he really was in a bad mood. Since I knew that it could turn into a gun, I didn't feel like approaching him carelessly. This might be a dream, but I don't want to get hurt.
女を癒してやるなど、私のキャラじゃない。
Then what type of character are you? Even if you don't worry, I can't see you as a soothing type of character anyway.
どういうキャラでもない。私は仕事に忙しい職人だ。
Julius headed briskly towards the stairs.
ゲームを始めろ。私は仕事に戻る。
Wait. If I can return if I spend time with whomever, I should be able to spend it with you, right?
誰か他を当たれ。私は仕事で忙しい。
No, 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 not gonna do your route again. Not going to do your route again, even if it's tempting. Like that, Julius went away. Probably his workshop is on one of the lower stories. This tower seems to be large. Meanie. Even in a dream, things aren't easy, huh? If I just stayed here, time would pass, and I could return, or rather, wake up. That would be the easiest option. Thinking it over, I should wake up eventually as time passes. But the dreams, a second of physical time can be years. Relaxing for years sounds kind of... I'm bored. That's a drag, but let's go somewhere. As I had estimated, the tower really was large and tall. I had underestimated it when I decided to go down. I couldn't figure out its height accurately by looking down from above. If I had known it was that high, I wouldn't have tried to go down. Not even if I was going to die. Even if several years of physical time were to pass, it would be better to wait. The stairs were awfully long. Way too long. Still, it would have irritated me to give up after starting, so I descended until the end. This is just a dream, but I'm tired. It's pretty troublesome for a dream. There are many types of dreams, but this dream seems to be the type that's so vivid you can even feel things. Even though I know it's a dream, it's a strangely real dream. I had dreams like this before, although not as clear as this one. Even if I wake up from the stream, I'll probably still feel tired. Going downstairs is supposed to be much easier than climbing up, but even that has made me short of breath. I probably couldn't make the fearsome choice of going up such long stairs next time. The choice of returning to the tower has disappeared. Since I've decided to move, I got to go somewhere. Where shall I go? My breath is rough. Honestly, I feel like I don't want to go anywhere else, and staying here is fine. There seems to be some kind of town square. The clock tower, which I've just come out of, is the center of the square. I feel like sitting down on the ground, but there are many people passing by since this is a town. It's no use acting reserved inside my own dream, but I was still embarrassed to be breathing hard and didn't feel like getting involved with them. Even so, the setting of the stream is too random. Anyhow, even if I'm told spend some time with whomever and you can return, just who should I spend time with? Although anyone would be fine, how should I get into contact with them? As some stranger walking by, could you spend time with me until I wake up from my dream, like some pickup artist? If that was said to me, I would run away. Even if this is a dream, it's too embarrassing. The people walking in the town were too normal. Eccentrics like that crazed rabbit and the grumpy clockmaker lacked a sense of reality and were easy to talk to. With them, I might be able to act out wildly. It's impossible with more realistic characters. It's a dream anyway, so I don't need to force myself. There's no curfew, so there's no reason to hurry. Since I had gotten outside with such difficulty, I see the sights in the stream country. Now, where do you want to go first? So here we have the three territories: Castle of Hearts, the Hatter Mansion, and the amusement park. And if I remember right, this first choice where we go actually decides where Alice is going to stay. So, and since it's already a bit late, we'll do that next time. So yeah, next time we're gonna choose a territory where Alice is gonna stay. So until then, bye!